We're going to keep the good times rolling this week with more good news. And look, I'm going to spare you from having to watch me do the Mayor Pete dance again, but rest assured, it has been a fantastic past couple of days, and we are really trying our best to enjoy every moment of it because good news is so rare these days.
You gotta savor it.
I mean, we've already talked about the month of November being kicked off with a warmonger from the Bush era being sent straight down to hell.
Did we talk about that?
Actually, I don't think
feel
we
like
did.
I missed it. The Zoran thing completely overshadowed it.
Well, the week started with that, so it was all up or downhill from there. Yeah. Then there was a literal clean sweep of Democratic officials and policies in Tuesday's election, which also resulted in the election of Zoran Mamdani as mayor of New York City. And I don't know if you can see it from here, but from what I've heard online, the Statue of Liberty has already been outfitted with a burqa, and every billionaire has sold their properties and left the city, immediately reducing the cost of living by freeing up vast swaths of real estate and bringing the white-collar crime rate down to record lows in one fell swoop.
Yeah, New York City's basically one, like, really big Chaz.
But alongside the big wins at the voting booth this week, there was another big win in the court of law. And folks, the sandwich artist, the hero-throwing hero, the submarine attacker, a.k.a. the guy who threw a big sandwich straight into the chest of a federal agent, he has been acquitted by a jury of his peers. That's right.
They said it couldn't be done.
Yet here we are.
So the verdict is great. We were proud of Sean Dunn's fellow peers in the community for reaching the right conclusion in this outrageous and overblown case. But the fact that it went to trial at all has provided us with some incredible accounts of what went on inside that courtroom during a trial where the prosecution was tasked with convincing a bunch of rational adults that an otherwise normal guy intended to do great bodily harm to a federal officer with a delicious combination of meats, bread, veggies, and cheese. Innocent ingredients on their own, sure. But when neatly stacked one on top of the other,
Watch out.
They become a deadly weapon.
I know. I mean, I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that.
Every time you go to Subway, they're like, do not stand. Do not look directly into the sub. Mm-hmm. It's basic Subway sandwich safety.
You wouldn't look over Leonardo da Vinci's shoulder while he was painting a masterpiece, would you? Well,
no.
Don't look directly at the sandwich artist either.
So back when this all went down, Sean Dunn, sandwich distributor, was walking in his neighborhood amidst Trump's initial federal deployment in Washington, D.C. A member of the DOJ himself, Dunn was justifiably pissed about these jackbooted thugs roaming around his neighborhood, kidnapping people, so he screamed at them, called them a bunch of fascists, threw a foot-long sandwich into the chest of an officer, and then comically ran off.
Mm-hmm. Scot-free, or so he thought.
He coordinated with a lawyer to turn himself in, but in an outrageous show of force, 20 officers showed up to arrest him at his home, and he was eventually charged with a felony before it was reduced to a misdemeanor because a grand jury refused to indict him on the felony charges.
No, we won't. That's ridiculous. Please.
The famous saying,
strike one.
A grand jury will indict a ham sandwich. Turned out to
not in this case.
well, we don't know what was in the sandwich, but
yeah,
they did not indict.
Even in the court reporting, the officer claims to have not been able to identify exactly what kind of sandwich it was, but there are a couple hints because of the smells that he smelled, and we'll get to it.
Well, Subway does have a very distinct smell in all of their sandwiches.
Yeah. Well, the act and subsequent arrest gave us the, of course, now classic Judge Jeanine Pirro clip where she does just an extremely smug Fox News style hit about the arrest.
This is what got her hired by the Trump administration.
It happened immediately. like this was like her first week on the job. And she's like, I honestly thought that we were going to get more Judge Jeanine doing these like hits from The Office. Like, and that's the fact, Jack. Because this was wild. And I'm just actually sad we didn't get more. Here you go.
And threw it at the officer. He thought it was funny. Well, he doesn't think it's funny today because we charged him with a felony, assault on a police officer. And we're going to back the police to the hilt. So there, stick your Subway sandwich somewhere else.
No, that didn't amount to, well, anything, I guess, with the new news.
It was good TV, though.
Now, cut to this week, and the case has finally gone to trial, and while we already told you the result, the journey to how they reached that verdict is honestly the best part, because this trial had everything, including graphic, violent descriptions of food coming into contact with the human body. You might want to brace yourselves for this one. We'll get into some of the finer details in a moment, but here's NBC News with the basics, which are honestly just as funny. This case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is about a sandwich. Defense attorney Sabrina Schroff told members of the jury during closing arguments on Wednesday afternoon, "A sandwich," Schroff said, "cannot be a weapon hurled with force anywhere near enough to justify federal charges. And a bulletproof vest," she said, "is definitely going to keep you safe from a sandwich thrown at you." Schroff also said the two gag gifts that Larmore received, a plush sandwich and a patch featuring a cartoon of Dunn throwing the sandwich with the words "felony footlong," showed that this was not a serious event in Larmore's life. If someone assaulted you, if someone offended you, would you keep a memento of their assault? Would you stick it on your daily lunchbox and carry it with you day in and day out? She asked the jurors. She said that Larmore and his colleagues clearly found the situation funny.
This is like someone, maybe they're already working on it. Someone needs to take the court transcripts from this case and just do a reenactment.
Yeah.
Because it's probably for the best that we don't have video cameras in most courtrooms, but in this case, we really are missing out on some comedy gold. So I'm hoping that...
Was this the sandwich you said exploded?
They need to bring back court TV just for this one production where we get some of the greatest stars in all of Hollywood to act out this tantalizing criminal court case.
Having gone and watched some court cases now, I can assure you that there were large printouts of submarine sandwiches with red arrows pointing at them. It was definitely a scene being in that room, I'm sure.
On rebuttal, a federal prosecutor told jurors that the case wasn't about dissent or opposition to government actions, saying that the defendant was asking for a free pass on his behavior. The prosecutor said that Dunn tossed the footlong like a baseball pitch, even if it's a sandwich, and that they had proven that Dunn was guilty. "We're not just talking about a sandwich," Assistant U.S. Attorney Michael C. DiLorenzo said. "This isn't about a sandwich."
Which makes the defense attorney's thing funny too. This is about a sandwich.
And this isn't. Again, that's just scratching the surface of the full-blown courtroom drama that played out. Luckily, the case was attended by journalists who posted their vivid descriptions of what was happening, play by play. Here's Dave Jamieson of HuffPost with a few highlights. "Big day at U.S. District Court in D.C., where Sean Dunn, the D.C. sandwich guy, is on trial for misdemeanor assault of a federal officer. Border Patrol agent Gregory Larimore is on the stand narrating surveillance video of the Sammy toss. Now he struck me with the sandwich," Larimore says. Border Patrol agent Larimore testifies that he was not injured by the sandwich, but he felt the impact through his ballistic vest. "The sandwich came apart and kind of exploded on his chest upon impact," he says. "I could smell the onions and mustard." "No, you don't understand. The sandwich, it exploded like a roadside bomb.
Like an IED.
The shrapnel, it tore through me like a deli slicer rips through a big salami."
Yeah, I have PTSD from that day on. I can't even go to the deli counter anymore.
"It was like chemical warfare. We were blinded by the onions.
Yeah.
So much onions. Poisoned by the mustard gas.
The mustard gas.
The gaseous mustard in that sandwich."
Except, hold on, Your Honor. The prosecution would have everyone believe that this sandwich exploded everywhere, yet video evidence of the sandwich shows it's still in one piece, safely cradled in its wrapper. Are we to believe that the officers are lying? Well, defense is now questioning Larimore on cross-examination. They show a video still of the sandwich and wrapper on the ground post-throw. "Do you recognize that sandwich?" the attorney asks. Larimore won't confirm. "I did not go back to collect it," he says. The defense team presses Larimore on whether the sandwich really exploded. They return to the photo of the sandwich and wrapper on the ground. "That sandwich hasn't exploded at all, has it?" defense asks.
This is so stupid.
"Well, it looks like a little bit is coming out towards the bottom," Larimore replies.
Is it though?
I don't think there is.
Is it though?
I don't think it is coming out of the bottom, as a matter of fact. And that was the point where he wasn't able to properly identify what the meat was, which plays into the defense's argument that it was it's inside the...
If the sandwich had exploded like you say it had, you would have been aware of every ingredient in there.
He would know if it was turkey, ham, roast beef, whatever.
There would be no confusion at all about the contents of the submarine sandwich.
Dare I say he'd be able to identify honey baked versus cracked pepper. That's how good of a look he would have had at that sandwich if it had exploded on him. Anyways, the court was adjourned for the day, but a little while later came the closing arguments, which really demonstrated the absurdity of the entire case. We're back at the trial of Sean Dunn, aka DC Sandwich Guy. Prosecutors are making their closing argument that Dunn committed assault. This case is not about someone with strong opinions. It's not about immigration. It's not about the First Amendment. It's about an individual who crossed the line.
Defense comes out blazing in closing argument, attacks Agent Laremore's credibility. This case is about a sandwich. A sandwich that, according to Agent Laremore, somehow both exploded on his chest in a spray of onions and mustard, but also landed intact on the ground, still in its Subway wrapping?
I just don't see how this is possible.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is it possible for a sandwich to both explode and remain intact?
Please, would you direct your attention to Exhibit A? The sandwich in the fucking wrapper. Now, you see that rage? You feel that inside you? That is how my client felt the night that these border agents invaded his part of town. Wouldn't any of us be guilty of wanting to throw a sandwich at such a despicable human being?
Natural human reaction.
Yeah.
I'd say they got off easy.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, then after multiple hours of deliberations, during which the jury was served sandwiches.
Oh.
for lunch.
Yeah,
The press was all like, they're like, what's the jury doing right now? They're like, they're on lunch. Like, what are they eating? They're like, sandwiches.
67! Woo!
But yeah, the verdict was delivered. Sandwich Man is not guilty.
Bum bum.
Here's the first statement from Mr. Dunn after being acquitted.
Every life matters, no matter where you came from, no matter how you got here, no matter how you identify. You have the right to live a life that is free.
Hey, good for him.
Yeah.
Hero.
There you go.
There goes my hero.
Watch him as he goes.
Good for him. And yeah, another reminder that it's more important than ever to actually respond to a jury summons if you receive one. You never know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
And sometimes you can also be a hero.
Yeah.
By making the Department of Justice look very stupid. Anyway, elsewhere in good news, we have an update to those SNAP benefits because despite the Trump administration's best efforts to just starve 12% of this country, the federal judges are again demanding that the government fund this vital food assistance program, regardless of how the Trump administration feels about it.
Yeah.
So quick shout out to everyone watching who was able to donate to our Feeding America fundraiser. This will be the last video of the fundraiser, and it'll end on Monday morning so that YouTube can send the funds over to Feeding America so they can feed America.
Yep.
Thank you again for your service. And now back to the story at hand, which is that another federal judge told Trump to fork over the goddamn cash,
Yeah.
you bum.
Get off the wallet, Grandpa.
Hey, tightwad, pay up. Here's the AP.
A federal judge in Rhode Island ordered the Trump administration Thursday to find the money to fully fund SNAP benefits for November, a decision that the administration promptly appealed. The ruling by U.S. District Judge John J. McConnell Jr. gave President Donald Trump's administration until Friday to make the payments through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Though it's unlikely the 42 million Americans, about 1 in 8, most of them in poverty, will see the money on the debit cards they use for groceries nearly that quickly.
Guess they'll die.
The order was in response to a challenge from cities and nonprofits complaining that the administration was only offering to cover 65% of the maximum benefit, a decision that would have left some recipients getting nothing for this month. The defendants failed to consider the practical consequences associated with this decision to only partially fund SNAP, McConnell said in a ruling from the bench after a brief hearing. They knew that there would be a long delay in paying partial SNAP payments and failed to consider the harms individuals who rely on those benefits would suffer. But actually, I think that MAGA Republicans are fully aware of the harms that people would suffer.
That's kind of what their favorite thing about it.
And that the suffering is part of the point.
Yeah.
They get enjoyment out of the suffering of others, especially when they have it baked into their brains that some people aren't as good as them.
That's right. That's right. But have no fear, because Glorious Leader is here, making sure that America's gigantic commerce warehouses will have plenty of affordable food this holiday season. He's even doing a big old victory lap about it. Mm-hmm. But like with everything else, the truth is far dumber than you realize. So on Thursday of this week, Trump announced the deal being promoted by Walmart, using it as proof that he's gotten rid of all that inflation.
Yeah.
Saying on Truth Social, 2025 Thanksgiving dinner under Trump is 25% lower than 2024 Thanksgiving dinner under Biden, according to Walmart. My costs are lower than the Democrats on everything, especially oil and gas. So the Democrats' affordability issue is dead. Stop lying. Except the dinner that Walmart is offering has dropped 6 items from the package entirely and swapped the remaining name brand items with Walmart store brand items.
Great value brand.
They did a shrinkflation, and they passed it off as a deal. It's Trump doing maybe you should just buy your kid 2 dolls instead of 30, but for this year's Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, I hope you like less or nothing, because that's what you're getting with Trump. He's not going to be able to pardon those turkeys this year. He's going to have to use them and every part of the bird.
Also, he keeps talking about like gas prices as if they're like he's like they're $2, and it's like
he's just making
not
things
a
up.
single gas station in the country has sold $2 gas in a very long time.
It's
like,
also
he's
like
pulling this out
it's
of his
so bizarre how like the news media just completely lets him get away with saying that he's lowering drug prices 1,500% constantly. Like, I know it's ridiculous and it's not based in any reality, but like get him to explain that at all about like.
Yeah.
It just doesn't exist, that kind of result. So
You could fill a lot of airtime just refuting the bullshit this guy says constantly.
You could fill a lot of airtime just broadcasting Mike Johnson saying that he doesn't know about things. Because as people have pointed out more and more, because it keeps happening, Mike Johnson has no fucking clue, allegedly, what's going on in the world. Because anytime someone asks him about any current event, anything that's happening with the president,
He's like, no spoilers.
any
He doesn't
legislation.
I haven't heard about that.
I would.
What do you know, Mike?
Apparently not a lot, because I would assume that the Speaker of the House would understand certain things that are going on.
He just like eats his breakfast just staring at the wall. Like a fucking serial killer.
He can't look at anything or else he'll want to jack off.
That's true. That's why he eats cornflakes.
That's right. Ew, these are disgusting. Definitely no temptation there.
Designed to suppress the male libido.
Uh-huh. But meanwhile, amidst all of this and the lapse in SNAP benefits, Trump still found time to host a lavish, great Gatsby-themed party at Mar-a-Lago, and there's plenty to be said about the optics of that, but he doesn't give a shit. Still, we'd be remiss if we didn't show you this incredible, real photo of Trump and former Fox News host, current U.S. District Attorney Jeanine Pirro together at that party. And brace yourselves, because this is very close to being one of those jump scare things. Boom!
Oh, Jesus. Whoa. Halloween's over, guys.
Sorry about that. There's a good chance that your soul might have got sucked through the screen on that one, and I want to apologize personally, because that was scary. But speaking of bizarre photographs of the president, during an Oval Office meeting on Thursday, one of the guests in attendance, they had a little fainting spell. They didn't have the fainting couch there in the office, but someone passed out.
He went down.
And let's just say that Trump and other members of his administration were less than helpful, with Trump just kind of standing there, staring at the guy as though he's ruined everyone's day by selfishly fainting. Just staring off into the distance, staring down at the guy, going, well, there it is.
My favorite's the one where he's just like staring directly ahead, like a fucking...
What do you want me to do?
Like an NPC glitching out.
Yeah, it's waiting for the cutscene to finish.
All he just needs is like his arms in a T pose.
Yeah, he's waiting for the cutscene over there to finish, and then because it saves the processing time.
It's a great photo.
Yeah. For his part, RFK Jr., the head of Health and Human Services, he quickly rendered aid. Sorry, just kidding. He literally ran out of the room when the person fainted.
Well, yeah, he's probably got some weird superstitious health belief about like fainting being contagious or something.
Oh God, don't let it get on me.
You only faint when your humors are like seriously out of fucking alignment. So if you're around someone who faints, your chances of fainting yourself go up dramatically. And
It's like yawning.
yeah, and God knows how many vaccines the guy that fainted had.
Yeah, it was a healthcare meeting with like Eli Lilly and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what they're gonna blame it on.
Yeah. Vaxxed? Vaxxed?
He said Trump did his best Travis Scott. There was a medical emergency and he just stood there and stared.
Vaxxed? Question mark. Like, is one of the few jokes that gets funnier with the more time passes.
Yeah.
Because like originally it had a context of like nut jobs. Like anytime anyone died for any reason, vaxxed.
But it was.
But now we're in 2025, and it does give me a little chuckle when like Charlie Kirk gets fucking like murdered, and someone's like, "Vaxxed."
Vaxxed?
No, he was,
Was he
clearly shot.
But was he vaxxed?
Vaxxed?
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of deal makers, earlier this week there was a fake image going around which purported to show Mr. Beast being critical of Zohran Mamdani's win on Tuesday night and saying that NYC is cooked.
Sorry, chat. I'm leaving NYC with all of my rich friends.
The image was fake, and apparently there are a few Mr. Beast channels that go around impersonating him.
Yeah, they have like the verified thing, but they're just a verified Mr. Beast channel. They're just like,
I love gambling. You should gamble at this website right now.
click here for my new cryptocurrency. Yeah, so you could see why there'd be impersonators of them.
Yeah.
So there's like a live stream of the results, and there's a Mr. Beast in there being, oh no, this is terrible for me and my businesses.
He's in like North Carolina or some shit, right?
Yeah.
What are you fucking...
He's down there.
Mr. Beast doesn't care about New York City.
He's down there in his company town smoking his cigars. Yeah. He doesn't give a fuck about New York City.
He don't fucking care.
That's right.
But yeah, it makes sense that there'd be all these Mr. Beast impersonators, these pretenders. Because yeah, Mr. Beast would never do something that would call his ethics and morality into question. No. In unrelated news, Mr. Beast is officially opening a theme park in Saudi Arabia called Beastland. Beastland
In Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Great.
I'm here with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and this is Beastland, Saudi Arabia.
Can you survive the bone saw?
That would be a great roller coaster name.
But yeah, Beastland.
Maybe they're working on the name, or not. Who cares?
I don't think anyone.
Everything
cares.
this guy.
I don't think anyone involved in this venture gives a shit about the venture, other than a bunch of money is changing hands, whether or not anyone shows up to this.
I think what fascinates me the most about Mr. Beast, genuinely, is like his videos are obvious. Obviously, the stunts and gimmicks that he comes up with are extremely high effort.
Yes.
A ton of work goes into it, but everything else feels so fucking low effort, and like who fucking cares?
Yeah.
It's this weird like. It's too obvious.
When it's for him, it's premium. For anything else, it's like the most dog shit product you can imagine.
I guess, but like even the videos themselves, like he does something that's like genuinely interesting and then just makes like the most fucking low effort video out of it you could possibly make for like people whose brains are barely working. It fascinates me.
Yeah,
But,
and that's what this sounds like. This sounds like, hey, we have this like arena and it's a bunch of LED screens. We could turn the screen to have it put Mr. Beast logos on it, and then boom, it's a Mr. Beast theme park.
Yeah, it's a turnkey operation.
And,
hey, can I get a white label theme park? Of course, Mr. Beast.
yes, in Riyadh.
Yeah.
Yes, you can have one actually.
We've ridden a roller coaster in Arabia. It fucking sucks.
Very hot.
I don't know why anyone would do that.
Well, this
The whole thing was like indoors, and except like you get on the roller coaster inside, you come outside, you're immediately like blasted in the face with the hottest air.
you have to wear goggles.
Yeah, it's
because of the sand.
It's fucking terrible.
Well, to his credit, this does appear to be indoors. But in reality, like, again, we're going to get into the details of this, but this looks like, a couple steps above the Wonka experience type thing, where it's clearly like Saudi Arabia being like, look, it's a theme park, whatever. You're gonna say it's fine. You can say whatever. We're gonna give you a bunch of money. We get to say that Mr. Beast has a thing here at our literally like our living World's Fair that shows everyone that we're not murderers. We get the Mr. Beast logo there next to Activision.
Your face, just a gigantic.
Yeah, it's right next
gigantic face.
Right next to EA, right next to the golf and WWE. Everything's great. What do you mean? What are you doing it? You'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's Mr. Beast.
It's Mr. And by the way, it opens next week.
If you build it, they will come.
By the way, and you've all seen the images online of this under construction theme park, right? Because it's opening next week. By the way,
I'm sure all proper safety measures were followed over in Saudi Arabia. I'm sure the slaves that built this theme park crossed every T and dotted every I. But yeah, either way, here's Kotaku with the news. Mr. Beast, the world's most subscribed to YouTuber, is opening a limited time theme park in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, as part of a larger festival featuring various acts, events, and attractions. On November 6th, Jimmy, Mr. Beast Donaldson, announced on Twitter that he and his team had created Beastland, a theme park featuring rides, games, prizes, and other activities as part of Riyadh Season, a yearly entertainment event organized and funded by the controversial Saudi Arabian government, which is ruled by the Saud royal family. Beastland is set to open on November 13th and will run until December 27th.
And personally, my favorite part of the theme park is that it opens in less than a few days. And he has this is the CEO. This is Mr. Beast.
You're going to have to go to Riyadh and see it for yourself.
He's only posted low resolution renderings of what it's supposed to look like. And not actual photographs or videos.
Are they real renderings or is it AI?
I don't know. It's so low res that it might be. It looks like it's been downloaded 100 times before he got it.
Well, everyone involved downloaded it and screenshotted it and re-uploaded it. That was a lot of people involved in the making of Beastland.
It almost feels like this tweet had to go up and he was like, all right, well, can you get me some pictures of it? And they're like, yeah. Hey, can you get us pictures of Beastland? And they finally found it 10 emails deep and just started screenshotting stuff. Mm-hmm. Anyways, here's some of his statements on Twitter about this Beastland thing.
I didn't want this to be like a typical theme park, said Mr. Beast on Twitter. Thought of things from first principles and created games I would love to play. Tons of original games created. Plus, of course, we have roller coasters and rides. When Mr. Beast was asked on social media why Beastland, which sounds more like a neon-covered pop-up country fair than an actual theme park, was gonna be located in Saudi Arabia, the famous content creator replied, middle of the world because a majority of my audience is outside America and we have a big Middle Eastern fan base. Wanted to give them a chance to participate.
Oh.
It's unclear if Mr. Beast was directly paid by Saudi Arabia's royal family or government to create Beastland, but it seems probable. Keep in mind that Riyadh Season is a part of Saudi Vision 2030, which was established by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in 2016.
Yeah, the images are, it looks like a neon. So Mr. Beast and the rest of gaming is still kind of stuck in that 2010s EDM aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like neon,
RGB everything.
80s Miami style. Yeah. And that's what this theme park looks like, American Gladiators, but with that kind of gamer neon thing on it. But even if it weren't in Saudi Arabia, yeah, this thing kind of sounds like it sucks. And that's without mentioning that all of this is, of course, based on renders for a park that supposedly opens next week. But once you're inside Beastland, you could enjoy experiences like this. Drop Zone is also exciting. 6 people are standing on trapdoors. A button lights up in front of each player, and whoever presses it last gets dropped. I made a game for people that like zip lines called Airmail. You basically have to drop a weighted bag onto a target below. Closer to the middle, the more points you get. Dungeon escape is pretty self-explanatory. Get through the maze before others for more points. So I'm assuming you get some pencil erasers at the end for turning your points in.
You know what this actually reminds me of? Yeah. It hasn't existed for a long time, but Nickelodeon Studios Orlando,
yeah.
Where you can
ride Mr. Beast.
You can be on Double Dare, not real Double Dare, but a version of Double Dare. Yeah. They used to advertise the shit out of that, and I always wanted to go. And then
I did go.
As an adult, I'm like reading about it and they're like, yeah, it was fucking garbage. It sucked ass.
For me, it was cool. I don't remember too much of it other than, yes, I did get to go on the Double Dare set. I didn't get to go on to
It
any
was
of the
part
stuff.
of Universal Studios, right?
Well, yeah, because that's where the Nickelodeon Studios was. It was an actual working studio.
They made it look so like you could like be in the shows that they make.
Yeah, so one kid got to go in the big balloon tube thing. There was like a thing, like a pool filled with balloons. We all got to eat the slime, which was tapioca pudding with green food coloring. We got to go in like a booth, like where they were doing the live production. It was actually like for an experience like that, pretty fulfilling, I would say.
Okay, well, I guess I did miss out then.
You did. I didn't get to see Guts, and it was before they had the big slime fountain out front.
Oh yeah.
You know, they buried, they put the time capsule in there. It's in Burbank now. They reburied it in Burbank.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad the time capsule could be saved.
Yes.
So one day in 2093.
Yeah. Kids will be like, oh, wow, a VHS copy of Hook.
Yeah.
This is what kids were watching.
Is there food in there?
Nope.
Is there any iodine in there? Well, why the fuck should I care?
Here's part of a quilt that a bunch of people sewed that connected all of America.
Don't care. What's America? What's America, Daddy?
But no, this Mr. Beast thing, like I can imagine, you know, because of how it looks and how it can be flipped like this. It's kind of like, you know, how they had like the Lionel Messi thing here where it's like, what is it? I don't know. It's a warehouse with like a bunch of Lionel Messi images on the screens. It's probably like Mr. Beast, like, but at like Disneyland, it would be C-3PO or something coming onto the screen. But instead, Mr. Beast is the one driving the Star Tours.
I do want to see a Jimmy Donaldson like robot. That'd be fucking great.
Oh no! We're going through a lava tunnel.
Probably be pretty easy to do because his face has that uncanny quality to it where
And you can cover a lot of the
not very
imperfections
expressive.
with this goatee. Also, like the most outdated facial hair you could possibly have on someone under 30 years old.
Yeah.
is straight up the fucking Michael or the Office, the British Office goatee.
yeah, he looks like a fucking Christian youth minister in 2006.
Yeah, it is so weird that
We're so mean to Mr. Beast.
I don't give a fuck.
He's
Fuck
never
him.
gonna see this.
Yeah, fuck him. But like, it is just like his whole fit. It's just always been off.
Yeah.
There's something that's just always been fucking off. And the more you pick it apart, the more you find out just how much is off about it.
Yeah.
And the goatee is such a funny thing for him specifically to have.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like the goatee. That was an interesting touch.
Anyways, now he's doing a fucking theme park in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for, I don't know, 3 weeks. And then who knows? Then it'll be like the fucking KSI theme park or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyways, elsewhere, the United States government is still, of course, shut down.
Longest shutdown in history, baby. Breaking records.
And we briefly mentioned the effects that the shutdown we're going to have on airports across the country starting on Friday. which is now.
I'm God damn it.
So now we should probably go ahead and actually fill you in case you or anyone you know plans on going somewhere this month. Now, luckily, November doesn't include one of the busiest travel weekends of the year. Whew, we really dodged a bullet on that
This is
one.
also like the first year I was planning to actually travel for Thanksgiving.
Well,
so
get fucked.
yeah, things are going great for me specifically.
Ugh.
So the U.S. government has ordered a 10% reduction in air traffic across the country, which has already led to flight cancellations by the airlines. This also comes at a time where air traffic controllers have been stretched to their breaking point and are running on skeleton crews, which has already caused delays at major hubs around the country.
Yeah, even before this, there were...
And they're not getting paid.
DC, there was one of the Carolinas. I know Burbank and LAX both had big delays
Yeah.
because of it.
I heard the airlines were like pooling their resources to like try to do something for these guys.
You
Because
would
they do
hope.
realize they're like, oh yeah, like if this gets any worse, we're all fucked. We should probably, I don't know, do something.
Yeah.
But here's the New York Times. The airports under discussion include those on the FAA's Core 30 list. Oh, it's only 30 airports. A roster of the nation's busiest airports for commercial traffic. Damn it. As well as several high-traffic cargo hubs and airfields favored by private jets. Here are just some of the airports on the list, and for clarity's sake, we're just going to tell you some cities. We know airports have long, full descriptive names. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Atlanta, D.C., Denver, Dallas, JFK, Vegas, Los Angeles, Orlando, Chicago, Houston, Newark, Miami, San Francisco. You get the picture. It's all the airports that actually fucking matter.
Yeah.
It's all the airports.
And if you are regional and you're being very smug about this right now, just understand that all of them operate out of these hubs.
Yeah.
Everything that goes in and out of them is going to be affected. And before all of this was scheduled to even take effect, a large UPS cargo plane fell out of the sky in Louisville. And the footage from this is so unbelievable. I could not wrap my head around it. There's like one where you can see the plane, and it's just like, Jesus Christ.
The craziest one I saw was a dash cam.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, the dash cam one of the guy in the UPS truck.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
And look, people died. I don't want to bring it up, but it was a huge story that had tied right into the one that led into this. And we are quite literally seeing our country being pushed to its limits in every aspect, not just air travel. Also that Mike Johnson can run cover for Donald Trump. And so the Trump administration can gut people's health care. But while we're on the topic of this administration's obsession with encouraging air disasters, the U.S. Department of Justice just decided that actually, fuck it, they're not going to prosecute Boeing for the 737 MAX disasters.
No?
Instead,
No, you're not going to do that?
nope. Instead, the company is just going to have to pay $1 billion in fines, which sounds like a lot, and it is, but it's worth noting that the company is worth over $150 billion and does like 30 to $40 billion a year in revenue. So this is a very small fine.
They killed people.
They killed
A lot of people.
But fuck it. I don't want to end this wonderful week on a bad note, so here. Enjoy these photos of the life-size Paddington Bear from the brand new Paddington musical that launched in London's West End.
It's got eyes and a mouth, and they all move. It's crazy.
It takes, I believe, more than 2 people to operate it, but 2 people separately to fully operate it.
Who do they got in there? Is that a kid or a tiny adult?
I think it's a tiny adult. So there's someone in the suit, and then there's someone backstage that's doing the voice, but everything is synchronized.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like Paddington's real.
I wouldn't be able to contain myself if this thing came around me. I can't even handle the minions when they're in costume.
Come on, Paddington, do it. Eat the marmalade.
Oh, he got it all over his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways, that's right. Paddington will make everything better. In fact, overall, we're taking this week as a win. We did it, folks. Elections went well. You all helped us raise a bunch of money for charity.
Sandwich Man,
He
not
got-
guilty.
He got out.
Mr. Beast, Saudi Arabia.
He's Saudi's problem now. Anyways, it's a good week, so get out there and do something fun for the weekend. You earned it, but before you go, please hit the like button, leave a comment, reply to a comment, join the channel, watch our most recent videos, which have been demonetized for some
I
reason.
do not know.
I don't understand why the Zoran videos were demonetized.
I immediately appealed it.
It got confirmed that it's demonetized. It must be like the Islamophobia is so bad, not from us, but like, I don't know. Anyways, they're demonetized, so oh well. See you next week. Watch those. Like the video. Bye.
Bye.